everybody, and welcome to Brawl Stars. I'm Amy the Amazonian, and today I'm playing with Kefka Court Mage from Final Fantasy VI. It's the big bad himself. When he enters or attacks, he makes all players discard and then draws cards based on the number of types that were discarded. You can also transform him in order to turn him into Kefka, Ruler of Ruin, which is going to be drawing you cards as your opponents lose life. But in this deck, we don't really care about the backside, we care about this card. And which card? All of the cards in our deck that make our opponents discard or care about us discarding. I decided to build around a theme rather than just making Kefka into the circus of value that he already is. I wanted to get discard synergy, and this is a Grixis discard deck. Us discarding, our opponents discarding. If we discard, we can trigger things like Monument to Endurance or Captain Howler, Arius Flyby Trawler, and Devora Insatiable Air. If we make our opponents discard, our various Tiny Bones and Waste Knots will also be triggering. And because Kefka's giving us card advantage and a little bit of filtering, we can put things into our graveyard to reanimate Valgavoth, Arden, Perforator Crocodile, the biggest and the baddest that we've got. Or if we don't even want to use a reanimation spell, we can just bring Turgid into play, make our opponents discard, and then steal those discarded spells. This is a very fun deck that has a lot of power both in the commander and in the other cards of the deck. And because Kefka does trigger on attack, I put in a couple haste enablers too, getting myself Rising of the Day that will also buff all of these legendaries in the deck while I get more out of these discards. So let's take Kefka into the queue and start clowning around. Atraxa, Praetor's Voice. This is the Proliferate Atraxa that works well with +1/+1 counters, or poison, or planeswalkers. All of these can be proliferated, which can kill you in 10 poison, or lock you out of the game with nasty planeswalkers, or just make your creatures huge. Great news though, turn 1 Ragavan. It's great. They got themselves a bloodstained mire here. So they could like surveil and make sure I'm not getting anything useful off the top of their deck. Or they could be getting removal, a Fatal Push. Or a blocker. It's a Fatal Push. I could save this for something bigger. But the monkey returns. At least I only lose 1 life. Now they've got more. And my monkey is unable to scream. I don't quite have the right colors here. Hi, Arden. You would be great to reanimate. Okay, so this is definitely Atraxa Super Friends. And it's a, let's say a more toxic version of the deck than the toxic version of the deck. With the mana drain, that could be pretty rough. They don't have the double blue unless they exile you. Toxic Deluge takes down my creatures. Casualties of War destroys us all. He cannot ook. What is a monkey that cannot ook? Nor ook again. Yeah, quite the hand. It's very telling when it's like, oh yeah. All of that. Mox Amber. Evora. Going to drop this Arden. Nice! Hasteland! Now I just need 1 more mana, and I can have Kefka trigger twice in a turn. Yeah, I think that the other Atraxa got a reskin in the set as Sephiroth, but not this one. Which, by the way, if you see that one in Limited, oof. Here's Jace. He only costs 2 mana, but he can't come down before turn 4, I think. And he loots. Or... are you plotting? Are you plotting a deluge? No, they're plotting Dovin Hand of Control. Well, I can destroy the Mox Amber and make them discard here. Since I did not get a land. And I want to hit the Mox Amber while they have the Jace out. God, this is only when you deal combat damage to a player. This is not the scariest Planeswalker, but I still do want to hit him. I'm just going to look for land. And we know that the only creature would not die to this, even though it's a very cool, repeatable reanimation piece. Okay, awesome. Underground River. And now I have fast Kefka. And fast Kefka can beat up one of you. Doesn't matter who I attack, as long as I do attack. It will lock me out of one of my lands for a turn. Doesn't matter, worth it. So this can't deal combat damage. Hi, Fabro. So they have no cards in hand. Rude! I'm not going for Kefka then. I'm going to go for Scarab God. Because if you kill it using, say, Toxic Deluge, it will come back to my hand. And if you don't kill it, upkeep stop, I'm bringing back Arden. Who will bring back whatever the heck. Anything I want. Maybe even your Fabro Elder. Are they going to be delusional? So they dropped a Farewell. Yeah, that's a good board wipe. Thank goodness they don't have the mana for it. There's the Deluge. Scarab God will end up back in my hand if they don't exile it from my graveyard here. And you have a land into Atraxa? They do! Oh, you lucky dog. A Trixie battle. These are not the scariest Planeswalkers for them to be ticking up. I still don't like that they're ticking it up. Yeah, unless I get a land, I can't recast Scarab God. It'll sit in my hand. Great news, everyone! It's a land. I kind of want to wait until I have one more mana, because then I can, like, discard and madness this out. And I'm really hoping that the Scarab God makes it through the turn cycle. But that's a lot to ask for against Atraxa Super Friends. Okay, so they dropped a land, Sandstep Citadel. Swinging for 4. She does have Flying Death Touch, Lifelink, and Vigilance, so it's a pretty free attack. Scarab God can't do damage. They proliferate. And in upkeep, Arden. Doing this in upkeep is important to me because it gets me a scry. That would be nice to have on a future turn. I'll take it. We go to main phase. Arden is going to reanimate, and it's going to give some extra text here. Who wants extra text? Hey, Bro Elder wants extra text. Extra textra, read all about it. I should probably take out one of these. It has Menace and Lifelink. And it's tapping for a lot of different colors of mana here. Enough that lets me reanimate something else! I can do that whenever, right? Is it until end of turn? Is just demons always have haste? Okay, demons always have haste, so I'm just gonna chill. Vibe and hang. They swing in. Ow. Ooh, what are you copying? I hope it's just like card draw or something. You look at my graveyard. You look at me. You look at Arden. Okay. Go to protect Arden. This will either be countered or be redirected. Unless they, in turn, counter it. Okay. I accept these turns. I don't like them, but I accept them. Thank you for the lands. I'm going to grab a mountain. And I'm going to grab... swamp. And I like how they've been keeping their hand empty because of Kefka. Doesn't matter, gonna go fast. Get him! Madness? I'd love to. Me, Madness? I would never kill Jace. You can choose to kill one of these. Scarab God always goes back into my hand unless you exile it, though. Bye, Jace. They still have 4 mana. They've been looting, like, every turn, which is great for me. Asylum Visitor says, oh, your hand is empty? You've been keeping it empty to avoid Kefka? Awesome. Draw a card. Murder, She Wrote. Discard, She Boat. Get some card advantage, find out what they got, win the game. GG Atraxa. Sephiroth, Fabled Soldier, is going to be doing a lot of sacrificing, killing creatures, both mine and theirs, in order to flip Sephiroth over. And this person has a fancy Sephiroth. Ooh. Look at them in their swag, man. If 4 creatures die in a turn with Sephiroth out, other than himself, he will trigger 4 times a Blood Artist type effect and transform into the one-winged angel. I like the little shambler. I don't like that it hit me, though. How dare. Ooh, Meat Hook Massacre. That's just more like Blood Artist type triggers. I'm gonna save that Deluge. I don't have that many board wipes. I think I have 2 in this deck. Deluge and Damnation. Here comes Sephiroth. They kill their own Shambler. I'm going to lose 2 life. And they're gonna draw a card and get a squirrel! Taken out both of those. I am going to lose another 3 life, I think. Yep, 2 from this, 1 from Sephiroth. And I'm already down to 15. Oh, hey, Yawgmoth. Protection from humans means I cannot hit it with the hostage taker. It also means that he can attack straight through Kefka. Well, that's just fine. Let's get laughing mad over here. I will discard... It's like Hostage Taker can't hit it. I'm gonna drop Otawara. See if they also hit a land. Yep, they did. So we only get one card drawn. And I could either get a treasure, make them lose life, or draw another card. I'll go with the treasure token. Get myself a little closer to that Valgavoth reanimation. I can't block, as I said. There's a lot of symmetrical sacrifice cards usually in a Sephiroth deck. Okay, we're just Flare Malice. R.I.P. Kefka. Well, that's just fine. I'll use Key to the Archive to discard Valgavoth. Hopefully they don't reanimate it first. Okay, Lightning Bolt. Claim the Firstborn and approach to the Second Sun. I'll take Lightning Bolt. And I'm going to go to draw another card. Cool. It's the Scrub God. He's barely human. So they could hit Cruelty of Gix to prevent me from bringing back Valgavoth. But I still have Scarab God. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, sweet. I have enough to immediately bring out Valgavoth. But it will be a 4/4 token copy of Valgavoth. Still good. Still very good. Not waiting, not hesitating. Here's Valgavoth. Valgavoth is going to be exiling things that would normally go into graveyards, which is extra helpful because that's slightly less reanimatable. Marionette Apprentice. So they'll have 3 Blood Artist type effects here. And they can sacrifice things on demand. They might just have lethal off the bleed effects. Let's see, if they sacrifice this, it's 3. Then 2. No, 3, 3, 2. Because, like, this one doesn't trigger itself. This one does trigger on itself. Yeah, the lifelink on this could be huge. Even though normally, like, Valgavoth is a much larger creature. It's a 9/9. As a 4/4, that's okay. Okay, with this trigger on the stack... Make it so that would normally come back, except it does not die unless they had sacrificed it. No, even if it did, because it goes to graveyard. Okay, awesome. So the things don't get quite as many death triggers, because they had to sacrifice them. Valgavoth doing some serious work. Nice, GG. Also, Monument to Endurance. Liliana of the Dark Realms is really going to swamp us with value. She gets swamps. She buffs things or kills things depending on the number of swamps. And she's also going to be potentially making their swamps tap for 4 mana. I do not want to go for the grief early here. I don't know how many creatures they'll have that I can hit with this. Sometimes you'll see like Skithiryx in these decks because it's a very good way to win. They're not using the correct art for Liliana. What's the correct art? The squirrel art? Oh, hey, other Liliana. I'm actually more afraid of this Liliana, even though it kind of benefits me. I don't want them to force me to sacrifice Kefka. Oh, look, and I got another counterspell anyway. Yeah, I'll just play the grief. Let's see, what do we got here? Reanimate, Onyx, Palantir, and Portal. That Portal's pretty far away. I think Reanimate could be a problem because I'm going to be discarding some of my own good cards. Palantir's fine. And if they want to go for Liliana, they can't minus and kill this unless they want to also lose their Liliana. So I think this is going to be a Palantir or a Liliana plus turn, in which case I can just attack her with the boots and she will die. Behold! Orb. I love orb. Scry 2 to the top. I'm losing life. Oh, good. It was shouldered. That would have made me lose much more life otherwise. Even though I could play Kefka here, I'm just putting boots on my elemental and holding mana drain. With 5 mana, Liliana's Triumph. No. I want extra mana so I can also attack with Kefka. Because that way I can boot him up. I'm losing more life. Was that 6? Awesome. Ooh, Crocodile with boots. Too bad they have no creatures. It could also have, like, a kill spell here. Oh, I will discard Perforator Crocodile. The world's most perfect crocodile. Ooh, a Tony Bones. I'm going to play the Tiny Bones because it's going to cause the next discard to go into exile. Drop Virtue. Now I get Professor Onyx if I want it. They are nowhere near enough mana for Portal to Phyrexia. Here's Liliana getting a swamp. Or trying to kill a guy. They're sacrificing Liliana to kill Kefka. That takes everything they've got, though. I'm so down for this. Unfortunately, I won't have as much mana as the previous turn. I can't go as crazy with discards. I can't go for, like, the Howler turbo buff. Kefka's just great. It's just great value. And now that they're at 3 on Palantir, yeah, you can start having these. I can play Kefka here. But I can't attack with it. But I can't attack with it. Scarab God with boots. Go get him, kids. Take him to 3. While they ponder their orb. Saying good game. Unless they had a board wipe. Certainly looks like it. GG. Yorion, Sky Nomad. It's a big blinky commander in blue and white. I have a great thing to put in my graveyard to reanimate. I have some removal, but it's only creature removal. I like having the 4 lands, but I don't think I can keep that. Yorion is oftentimes not playing that many creatures. Even though you can blink creatures, these decks don't need to. You can play Azorius control cards and a couple blinkable things. You can even, like, play a Planeswalker, use its minus ability, and blink it. So you can do it again next turn. Hey, Charming Prince. You can also start some slow loops where Yorion exiles everything each turn using cards like Charming Prince. What do we got here? Single kill spell? I already have a kill spell in hand. Got Phil the Profane. I could try to take them hostage, or I could go for a Virus Beetle here. Virus Beetle is actually kind of nice with Kefka because it has 2 different types when you discard it. You draw at least 2 cards. Brainstorm. First you scry, then you brainstorm. Why can't your head just be empty like mine? And they're using a fetch to clean those cards out of their hand. Brainstorm. It's a good card in a format with fetch lands. Oh, maybe this is a creature-based deck. Look at that. Splitskin Doll. Draws them a card. I might also just have, like, some lasting trauma. You know, like, you play against enough of these decks that aren't doing the thing that you're like, they're never gonna do the thing. Not once! Hostage taker, I'm gonna grab that charming prince. Hey, handsome, come on, my pirate ship. How you doing? Ah, rip. And now they get the blink again. We'll see you later, man. They draw another card. I'll play Rising of the Day. Just setting up for Kefka next turn, and I will just play this Virus Beetle. You put cards in hand, I take card out of hand. Also, it has haste. It's not, like, doing anything in particular right now to have haste, but it makes me feel better about myself. It's much more about, like, giving Kefka haste so I can get 2 triggers in a turn. I Ganjo in the grave. Good. They're playing Yorion, so they will be blinking both of these and probably using the Charming Prince to blink the Yorion next. The only, like, amazing way I have to break this loop, other than killing one of the creatures in it, is... oddly enough, Tail's End. You can force their commander to stay in exile, which is rude, but it does work. I'm going to play Kefka. I'm going to drop Captain Howler. And swing in with Kefka. Dropping Faithless Looting. I feel like getting that out here. I'm just going to play the tapped land. Yorion's back, so they do some more blinks. Cue clown laughter. Overlord of the Mistmoors. But not as a creature, as an enchantment, which is something they can still blink to have it return full size. And also make some more of these moths. They still have a card in hand. They're going to have another card in hand. And I have to decide if I want to go for Scarab God shenanigans. Maybe not right here. I'm gonna start with the Waste Knot. I can pay the 1. And I'll swing in with Kefka. Dropping the Bloodstained Mire. That sure is a Cyclonic Rift. They're just blocking with a single moth. I need to seize those thoughts. I need to seize the thinks. Seal from Existence. Okay, so it is a another non-land, non-creature. Got a Baleful Mastery. Just gonna disrupt that little blink combo there. I don't have a way to hit this. I could hit the Yorion, but, like, that's fine. And I'm saving this Dark Ritual to try to have, like, a really big Scarab God turn. Yorion's back. Yorion's blinking. And they're going to have an Overlord of the Mistmoors. I'm really happy, by the way, that they're the creature-based version of this deck. Because I think that my deck would do pretty poorly against the more control-oriented one, unless I happen to get my counter spells early. Because they're so efficient at keeping things off the board. And though I have some enter the battlefield value, I don't have that as, like, a full theme. Wonder what that is. Funky Desert! Loran, no! Wait. My Transformer? My robots in disguise? Okay. I thought that would have gone for, like, Rising of the Day. Not hit me for 1 mana. Keep doing Kefka things. I fully expect them to block with Overlord of Mistmores, and I'm planning on Felda profaning it. Ooh, or I could just wipe the board. That sounds good. I'll do that. Back to the command zone with thee. I'll pay the 1. Boop. Sometimes you just draw it. There's nothing for me to hit on that. Yeah, I got two board wipes in this deck. There's Damnation and Toxic Deluge. Here's Yorion. I feel like felling it. Yeah, okay. Removaled. Full grip versus no grip. Yup. And we got value. We got haste. And I got reanimation too with that Scarab God. GG. Cloud Midgar Mercenary is a tutor in the command zone, but he only tutors for equipment. But some of those equipment are especially good, especially Buster Sword, which they can equip to Cloud and double trigger from because he doubles the triggers from his own equipment. Giver of Runes, that's a good way to protect Cloud. I think I'll start with the Waste Not and then go for maybe Kolaghan's Command, but I kind of want to save this as a way to like destroy an artifact. This can also hit artifacts. Well, you know what? I'll go for the Virus Beetle and see what they discard. Because if they discard a land, I'll have enough mana to also Kolaghan's Command. I like how I took most of the discarding for my opponent's stuff out other than Kefka. What? Winter Moon! Ugh, I guess I gotta destroy that. I'm still gonna play this Virus Beetle here, because I'll be able to destroy the Winter Moon next turn. Ugh, Winter Moon. Yeah, if you're playing a monocolored deck, Winter Moon makes sense. Like, I did not put it into my recent Sephiroth deck, because I didn't want to have, like, oh yes, I won this game, it's because I played Winter Moon, not because I used my commander. Stacks gonna stacks. Yeah. Sword of Flimph and Flamph. Sword of Fish and Bone. Untap the Blood Crypt. Kolaghan's Command. Going to destroy an artifact and deal 2 damage to the Giver of Runes. Are you gonna protect Cloud? Okay, I'm not killing him. I got a little beetle. It's gonna be a little beetle blocker. So Sword of Fire and Ice gives protection from 2 of Kefka's colors. It also gives protection from Hostage Taker. And if they have 5 mana, they can play and equip it here. I'm planning on blocking, though, if they do that. There's also some ways to freely equip things, which we'll see if they have any of them. Well, not right here. So Fire and Ice, I do not want that to double trigger, so I'm just gonna block. And I'm going to try to steal that sword. Yoink! If they can kill the Hostage Taker, they can get the sword back. Yeah, Hostage Taker is in this deck because it is creature or like, equipment removal. Okay, more protection. Sort of also protection. Oh, interesting. Ward is a triggered ability, so if you give him Ward, it doubles. Cool. I'm giving her a sword. And she swings in. She deserves a sword. Yeah, she looks like a righteous buccaneer. Righteous in the lawless sense, not the lawful sense. And they leave. It's possible that they couldn't play the cards out of their hand and they know I was going to make them discard them. Or just the fact that I had stolen their sword was a bit too much of a hit. GG Cloud. Slimefoot and Squee is a big problem for me because I'm going to be putting cards into my graveyard. I'm going to be putting cards into their graveyard. And they kind of want cards in their graveyard because they can reanimate them. They're a reanimator deck. I'm keeping this hand because of Psychic Frog. Because it's Psychic Frog. I don't think I need to say it's freaking Psychic Frog. Yeah, Slimefoot and Squee is a very strong card. It requires that you have a Saproling out in order to do the reanimation. But it's like there's infinite combos with it. There's weird ways that you can use Slimefoot and Squee to like bulk up with counters too, because of all the tokens that it makes. Ooh, Deathrite Shaman. Oh, that's gonna hit my graveyard too. I need to see what's in their hand. Even though I am putting that grief in there where they can use it. Okay, Gamble, Altar of Dementia, speaking of combos, Bone Shards, What of the Reliquary. I think I should hit Gamble or Altar here. Because they don't have the reanimation pieces. Like the pieces that they would be reanimating. And that's their tutor. Getting things into the graveyard, much more doable for them. With a fetch land, they have 3 mana, so they can play their commander here. And I'm really hoping that I get a land, so I can at least reset the board a little bit with a Toxic Deluge. I would give up my frog for it. Is it time for Slimefoot and Squee? Comes with a free Saproling. Cool. I'm 100% willing to burn everything I have to interrupt this board. Even though, like, I get hit by that Terra Sunder, and it's a problem. One, two, three. They're back down to 2 mana. They got a third here. And White of the Reliquary. This sacrifices other things to get lands. Very good to, like, just sacrifice Slimefoot and Squee or some tokens. Now let's see if they have anything in their hand that they really want to discard. They can also discard things through Bone Shards. Rawr, I'm a dragon. They drop Terra Sunder. Okay, they have other removal for Nicol Bolas. And Bolas is kind of like the backup Kefka in this deck. It doesn't have as much synergy, but it's still a fantastic card. And it's also a reanimator. If I flip it over, like this costs 8 to do, this one's only 7. I can bring back another creature from a graveyard, including from my opponent's graveyard. I'm saying that very, very deliberately because taking things out of their graveyard means they're not reanimating it. I'm reanimating it. Altar of Dementia. Oh, okay. To be honest, with what I currently have, I'm just trading or trying to. A fungal infection! Oh, you're such a fun guy. I did not expect the infection. Well, I guess nobody expects to get a fungal infection, but when you get one, you get one. I'm gonna exile that Altar of Dementia. Nicol Bolas, taken out by Athlete's Foot. Happens to the best of us. They're sacrificing the Saproling token since they don't need to use it for Slimefoot and Squee because it's not even out yet. And right now, the biggest thing they'd be reanimating is this Troll of Cousin Doom, which is still like, there's a reason why this card gets played in pretty much every format it's legal in. It's good. If you can like discard it and then reanimate it, it's 6 damage a turn. It's pretty sweet. And also gets you something on its discard. Here comes Slimefoot and Squee. White of the Reliquary swinging in. It has double menace. Why don't I have double menace? Oof. Better yet, why don't I have a 5th land? It's extra menacing. It's banned in Legacy. Yeah, now it's banned in Legacy. Just like sitting and chilling on my tail's end. It's asking if they want to sacrifice their creatures to the white or to the tower. What is this naming? Goblin? This is a goblin and a fungus. They're munching up Slimefoot and Squee. Yum, yum. It's chilling in their graveyard. And I assume they're gonna go for reanimation this turn. I'll Tails End it. Like, what else am I doing with this? Ooh, chicken tenders. I think you get the tender shoot Dryad. Especially with the white out. Cease and desist! I Tails End your ability. And I really hope I get a land. Yeah! Kefka, go! I know they can kill Kefka. Doesn't matter. They might discard this. Maybe. Like, they're bigger than me. They have this White of the Reliquary. Bye, Valgavoth. Are we making decisions here? They drop bone shards. Cool. That's worrisome. They can still bring back something right now. Yep, I'm not blocking. I think they could even double reanimate this turn. Yay, lands. Slimefoot and Squee. This is going to be making tokens for them every upkeep, mine and theirs. And they could sacrifice Slimefoot and Squee to that ability. Ooh, Tarmogoyf. So they have lots of good blockers here. But I kind of have to go for this. I'm gonna drop Rising of the Day. I don't think it's doing much for me here. This is lands. Okay, I found my lands. It took me a little while. R.I.P. Kefka. You lived. You laughed. You gotta die. You know what? At least you didn't die of a fungal infection like Nicol Bolas. Good game. didn't get a board wipe, I can't take them out, and because I'm a deck that's putting things in their graveyard, I'm kind of rewarding them for what they do. GG, Slimefoot and Squee. Hinata, Dawn, Crowned. Hinata discounts her spells based on a number of targets they have. Hey, that's my commander on your sleeves. Hinata is oftentimes played with X cost spells, where X is variable based on a number of targets. She can super discount things like Crackle, and Crackle with power. And she can also get some big clone spells for free. I'm going to start with the turn 1 Tiny Bones. Tiny Bones, who hits the permanents in their graveyard. But them being a Jeskai deck, I don't think that they'll have that many permanents I can get into the graveyard. Hopefully they play some like other discounting creatures early on, so I can hit them with the Virtue. Like having the Monument to Endurance and Evora together. Gotta have my own self-discard synergies here. I think that if you introduce a ranked Brawl queue, you will be increasing the sweatiness of all the decks you face off against, not just the ones that are in the ranked queue. Because Arena is, unfortunately, a game that rewards winning, and kind of like what you see in the standard play queue, people play the meta decks. People play the decks that have high win rates, and if you have a matchmaking algorithm that is, you know, based on your rank, based on your win rate, the best deck is the only ones that will get played, and also the nastiest version of certain decks. I want to start with a Duress. I'd love to get this Monument down here, but I need to see what they have, because they're a spell slinging deck. And the spell they're slinging is a Swords to Plowshares. Okay, Magma Opus, Teferi Time Raveler, and Shark Typhoon. Also, Ragavan. Magma Opus has many targets. I am scared of Teferi, but I'm more scared of this. I need another land, and I might as well try to grow Evora, even if it gets bounced back into my hand. Ooh, Atraxa! I could have also cycled this to look for a land again. Are you gonna cycle your Shark Typhoon? Sure are. They make a 0/0 shark, which dies thanks to its state being dead. And if we make them discard again. Which card? Monkey? Fairy? Mystery cards? Yeah, they can't cast spells if they don't have spells. Day of Judgment. Oh, okay. Why do you have Day of Judgment here? I guess it makes sense if you just set up Hinata to do everything in one turn. Yeah, Hinata. Not a problem. This is a dashed Ragavan, so it's going to hit me, get a treasure, and then go back to hand. Exile on the top card of my deck, which is a Wash Away. Oh, I would have liked to have that. We're going to play Monument to Endurance. And do I want to try to defend against the Ragavan? I already played a land this turn, so yeah, I'm just gonna pass. And I'll probably go for card draw, looking for a land, so I can play Kefka over making the treasure to just play Kefka. Here's Hinata. And they have 2 mana up, but remember, their spells get super discounted. But I don't know what their cards are, because, like, I know about Ragavan, I know about Teferi, but I don't know about the mystery card. Let's draw. You can, like, Tails End my blood? What's part of the cost? Are you gonna bounce Evora? Prismari Command, they're killing both of these. Well, poor Evora. Poor cool discard synergy. I'm gonna make you discard again. Nicol Bolas! Hit him where it hurts. Takanuma, more lands. Doesn't really matter to me. I'm gonna put it in the graveyard just to feed the Atraxa. I have enough to escape it, but like, it'll die. I can bring it back. And next turn, I'm planning on going for Kefka. A Sphinx? Wait, Sphinx? That's not a Sphinx, that's a Kieran spirit. Okay, they're putting Bolas back into my hand. They draw a card. Trying to decide if I want to drop Bolas or not. Kefka! You got a counterspell? What do you got? I need to know. Will you show me? His Rhystic Study. Raugrin Triome gets discarded. Teferi pluses, they can now cast sorceries at instant speed. And it's a land. They know I'm going to be making them discard, so they're trying to get empty-handed. Which would work if I weren't going to put things back into your hand. Hey, Teferi! Get up there. Wonderful. I'm going to attack with Kefka. I'm going to drop this underground river. They're dropping a planeswalker. I'm drawing a land. Ooh, sewers. And I think I will kill Hinata. It costs 1 more because of her other ability, which makes me targeting her cost more. Just so they, like, can't just win out of nowhere next turn. Oh, Valgavoth. I'm actually getting close to Valgavoth mana. I think I can keep that on top, even though I do have a reanimation spell in the form of Bolas. Welcome back, Hinata! If only I could make you discard. Oh, hey, wait, reanimation. Oh, yeah. Valgavoth, get in the garbage. Again, hoping they don't just, like, miraculously top deck win here. No, it's a land. And I do love that they're kind of like, yeah, I guess I gotta just play it, huh? Yeah, you gotta just play it, huh? They're swinging in for 4. She's a very strong flyer. And it's Valgavoth time. If only they had cards in hand for me to make them discard. They don't, but that's fine. Just exile a bunch of random stuff here from my graveyard. Doesn't matter what. Crocs is going to make them lose 3 life because they don't have anything to discard. And Croxa actually deals, like, the same damage as Valgavoth swinging in here. Plus an extra 3 to kind of, like, even it out. And it feels more thematic. We win through the power of discard. Which card? These cards! GG. Plagon, Lord of the Beach. It's a blink deck, and it's a big booty blink deck because Plagon lets you swing with your toughness instead of your power. I've got some removal, I've got a reanimate, and I have grief, which means I can double scam on turn 0. Yay. Well, it's not like the true scam, it's grief and reanimate. I'm gonna say it counts. I'm gonna drop this Infernal Grasp, since killing things that are entered the battlefield based is only so good as they can't blink them. And I'm either going to make them discard something that I would like to reanimate, Or I'll just reanimate the Grief again. Okay, so all these counter spells, not a fan. Grief Scam. Still good. Yuffie! Or actually it's Yuriko. I wish I would never have to see these because she's so annoying. She's just going to play a cheap evasive creature and then cheat herself into play for 2 mana. And it's always 2 mana. It doesn't have a tax. And then also she gets card advantage and deals silly amounts of damage. I'm gonna play my own evasive creature, Arius Flyby Trawler. This is actually a very cool card because it's, in a way, drawing me a card every turn. And those cards get discarded if I don't use them. This is similar to a mechanic that was in Legends of Runeterra. For anybody out there who is a Runeterra gamer, how do you do, fellow Runeterra gamers? And that way, if they play a flying creature, I will be able to block it. Saiba Cryptomancer. Yeah, this triggers for any ninjas hitting herself or others. Okay, fairies. See, I can block fairies. They don't usually have haste, at least. Seek me a card! Evora's cool. I'll take Evora. These both get counters if I discard cards. And I wonder who out here is gonna make me discard cards. Could it possibly be Kefka? It might make more sense, though, for me to just, like, loot with the blood and hold open invert polarity, since they're gonna have to make way for whatever evasive creature they have, whether it's this or something else. And if they do counter Kefka... Okay, well, never mind. I don't think they have a counter for Kefka. Out you go, Kefka! Hit him with the discardigans. Yeah, she can deal so much damage if you, like, brainstorm and put something that has a super high cost on top of your deck. Triggers happen, triggers happen. I'm swinging in with Evora, not Arius. Even though this gets me to, like, draw and discard, I want to make sure I'm blocking the Fairy Rogue. Black Market Connections, going to get them up to 6 life of value. Would you like a treasure? Would you like a card drawn? Would you like a... I guess that's also a pirate. For the purposes... Or sorry, not a pirate, it's a ninja. For the purposes of Yuriko's ability, this is a ninja. Full send! Ooh, that can be unblockable. Anybody here have haste? 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 No? No haste. Okay. It is a ninja and a pirate. And a horse. It's a whole menagerie. So here comes Yuriko. Yuriko thankfully hit a land. Are you gonna replay that Ginger Brute? No? Okay. I'm going to start with a Faithless Looting here. To make my monsters grow. Use 2 black mana for Waste Not. And swing in just with Kefka. I will discard Swarm Saboteur as much as I would love to get to use it. I got a zombie! It's a gamer and a clown. It is a gamer and a clown, just like me! I will go for you, discard, and 2 damage. Cridle, which would be making things unblockable. Brainstorm! I wonder if they have another way to make her unblockable. It's a badger and a dragon? It's monkey. It's fairy. It's Brushwag! But not the almighty Brushwag, that's separate. They get a fairy. They get a question mark, question mark, question mark? Well, I do respect the full send, Yuriko. I do respect that. Lurgoyf and an alien? Wow, just like Genova. They're going for a Ritual Chamber, which gets them a Giant Demon. If you're wondering why this is in this deck, it's because it's a 8 mana spell if they hit it off Yuriko. It's also just like good card advantage. I am going to start with a Looting. Because I'm going to try to make these two just as big as possible. And win this turn. These two both have Trample. Discarding Gloomlight Verge. This is the temporary card I have. And this is the win that I have. GG. Dovin Bon is all about controlling what we do. I sure have a lot of 2-drops here. 2-drops that care about discarding things. And let us discard things. I also have a little bit of removal on my Suplex here, but that can't hit Dovin. Can hit artifacts, though. Dovin is going to be shrinking things, and I guess I'm okay with that. I actually played against a Dovin earlier today with this same deck, and I'm wondering if it's the same Dovin player. They remanded this. My frog returns. Shocking. What are you doing with that mana? They're tutoring. What do you tutor for, Dovin? Stop it. Swords to Plowshares. Sure. I'll play Arius. And I played my haste enabler here, tapped. Ugh, blue-white control. Blue-white control. They have a meticulous archive. They're thinking. They're thinking. What do you have? What's on top of your deck? Do you want it? Do you not want it? Is that a flying shark? Yeah, it's a hammerhead. I wonder if it's just like a land and they're trying to figure out if they want to keep the amount of mana that they currently have. Hello? Opponent? Okay, they kept on top. They swords my creature. They have 2 mana up. It's a frog, isn't it? Auntie. Very much hoping that they don't, like, board wipe this. But if they do, they do. An experimental augury can proliferate their planeswalkers that they don't have out, and can also grab that card that they had put on top of their deck. Or grab a different card and put that one to the bottom. If they don't play a rock, I might just discard this here to look for more cards with Inti. Hi, Teferi Time Raveler, except he's a bird. I don't think he would be a secretary bird. I could not see Teferi stepping on a snake. So, Teferi, do you plus or do you minus? They're going to bounce Inti. In response, I am going to drop this suplex. To get the exiled card off Inti. And they're going to humiliate my frog. That's okay, it still gets a counter. Sweet. Swamp. Do I want to go fast with Kefka? Yes, obviously, always, every single day of my life. Kefka, come on out! And I'll drop the hostage taker. I bet they won't drop a creature. I don't think they have many creatures in their deck. Yeah, I can't suplex Teferi. I mean, it's a bird. I could suplex a bird. But in Magic the Gathering, which is a fantasy game where everything is make-pretend, you can't suplex a bird. I'll drop Evora. I think that it's just too fragile. Oh, my hand is so full and their hand is so empty. Bye, Teferi. Okay, I can't suplex an ostrich. Ostriches are taller than me. Secretary birds are like hip height. I could suplex a secretary bird. GG, Dovin. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Brawl Stars. Kefka did great for me. I really liked playing this deck. I think Kefka is just like pure value. And if you want to build him as Grixis Control or Grixis Ramp, you can. But you could also just play Nicol Bolas and do the same thing. I think it is way more fun to get to play around Kefka's abilities because he's a unique card and you may as well make use of it. If you're looking for my deck list, you can find it in the description of the video. And if you would like to suggest a Final Fantasy commander for me to play, please let me know in the comments. There are so darn many of them. I've been putting them into polls and letting my chat actually vote on which ones I build. They chose for me to build this one over Kuja, Garnet, Terra, and Ultima, but I'm sure I'm going to get to some of those soon because, well, they're awesome cards, and they're awesome characters, too. So, yeah, tons of Final Fantasy cards for me to build around. Too many cards for me to build around. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a brawlful day!